Welcome back everyone to 2017 blade&soul World Championship. We're back once again after finally ending game 1. We're on to game 2, but more excitedly, it's about the teams that you haven't seen in the World 2017 quite yet. If you have been watching Korea's part of blade&soul throughout 2017, you'll be surprised by this team that you'll be presenting today. BUSAN Red coming up.
And you know, I just want to say, you said we are back for our second match, and you know, I looked at the time, and isn't it time for a third match? But yes, as Joe mentioned, we finally get to see GC Busan Red, the Korean team that you know was up here waiting for a very long time, and finally, you know, shows their face against another Korean team, IDEPS.
It's gonna be a Korean matchup. First of a kind, after Taiwanese teams, thank you 957 and Penggandi faced off for the very first match,
match
of day 1 of World 2017. After that, the same region match is going to be the second of a kind. And it's going to be GC Busan Red. I've seen these guys before. If you haven't, just know they're very, very good. I mean, they're the top seed from Korea. You thought GC Busan Blue would have been the top seed, winning so many titles throughout 2017, but these guys beat them when it was the most crucial time in the Korea finals. Getting that first place over GC Busan Blue on the last day of Korea finals to get that where you see right here, Republic of Korea first. It's a very proud first seed for these guys, GC Busan Red.
Yeah, and we have World Destroyer Sungjin Choi, and we have Eyebrow, used to be called the Eyebrow Masters or Blade Master Eyebrows, but now he's on the Warlock, and we have Hyungyu Kim on the Assassin most likely, even though he did have like 6 to 7 classes registered.
You're gonna see Hyungyu Kim for the first time, I think, in World Championship. I think we haven't seen him before since his entrance to Coup d'etat in 2017, the earlier portions of it, and his team contribution to that team maybe wasn't satisfying enough as he traded over his position now towards GC Busan Red. So his transfer that happened very, very recently can be in effect when they go up against this team right here, IDEPS, with the 3 players you guys are very much familiar with. Even if you haven't watched Korea's blade&soul, you now know these guys, 3 guys that have been playing many, many matches because of their occasional losses in the middle process of things. But it is these 3 guys, Sang Kim on the Assassin, on and off days, which day will be here for him. It's always a question. And Jung Won-yoon, this guy never has an off day. He really always stays consistent and does well. Young Kim, the support for the other 2 players you see right here. These 3 guys have been making it work just enough to get to the quarterfinals, which is today. Gonna have to probably face one of the toughest opponents they faced in this entire World 2017. That is GC Busan Red, and they know so much about GC Busan Red because they've went against them so many times. It's gonna be just another match against these guys.
Yeah, it's, for our first set now, we have Hyungyu Kim and Sang-woo Kim, the 2 Korean assassins, going at it in a mirror match for our first set.
It is gonna be a mirror match of assassins. I mean, Sang-woo Kim, on a good day, really can't be beat by anyone in Korea, really, because he's so good at the innate skills and innate talent he really has with this guy. But Hyungyu Kim, this is another guy we've been having a lot of questions over because ever since his move from Coup d'etat to GC Busan Red, just hasn't seemed to be the same type of player we used to seeing, especially during tag. We've seen him make very crucial mistakes that almost cost his team the game on many occasions. But it is singles now, but has a lot of pride over his singles performances, and let's see if he can do it again. We're going to see the first sighting of GC Busan Red as they go up against IDEPS in this game 1, the Assassin Mirror match coming up. Stay on. There you go. It's not blade&soul Korea, everyone. It is blade&soul World Championship, but you are seeing 2 Korean representatives, number 1 seed and number 3 seed from Republic of Korea.
Hyungyu Kim forcing out that Sang-woo Kim stealth right off the bat, getting that advantage at the start.
So with Hyungyu Kim from GC Busan Red putting the initial strike onto Hyungyu Kim here. Sang-woo Kim is going to feel a little bit of trouble that stealth's gone. Here he goes for another assault. Gonna get stunned up, and that's gonna force the Lotus of Escape from Sang Kim. Hyunggi Kim still has all of his escapes available, and this is gonna be a chance. Sang Kim at least go for a defensive end, but it doesn't seem like that way. He's just poking him out, and the stun does not force him to use any escapes so far. Hyunggi Kim, another stun. That's the third stun, which he finally uses the Lotus Escape on. Another stun coming towards, this time towards Sang Kim. Gonna force out the stealth right away.
That mine right there by Sang-ok was just on the next level. Now they're going all out. Hyunggi Kim actually does still have the stealth, so he is comfortably getting poked out.
How does that logic work out, Andy?
I don't know, but I was just saying he was comfortably making his move, but he was getting poked by Sang Kim, the person who has no escape. Now he just gets his Lotus of Escape and uses it right away again.
Stealth out for
not
the next
looking
5 seconds. And will they
It
be
is
enough
over.
time? 2 seconds, 1 second, and one more strike. Hyunggi Kim! What a crucial mistake! He could have easily finished him off there, but a bleed damage and maybe good enough to finish him off. But
okay,
that almost,
I know he.
Oh man,
I know he's sweating now.
No, that almost was a huge mistake. That if he didn't finish him off and somehow Sang Kim had the opportunity to get the counter damage on the other end, he would have been bashing on himself for a very long time. But Hyunggi Kim, we saw very clear 1 to 1.5 seconds where he could have just had one poke. And that would have been the end of Sang Kim, but he just left him alone and thought he had the finish, but almost was a big mistake.
I'm going to be honest, when Hyunggi Kim let that back roll just slip by and not finish Sang Kim off, I really wanted to say, why is he trolling? But I didn't say it during the match.
Well, you said it now.
Yeah, I said it now, but he ended up winning, so he would have gotten bashed by Eyebrows and Sung Jin Choi the Destroyer if he lost right here in the air. He could have just pile drived him and he would have won.
Look at that. He had enough, more than enough time.
He could have just finished the aerial by sticking him in the ground, and that would have killed him right away. But either way, he got the victory, and this is best out of 4. So every single match is very important.
I mean, we expected IDEPS. That's a number 3 seed. I mean, they've been strong against other teams from different regions, but it's against, you see Sang Kim kind of holding the back of his neck. He knows the stress that comes with playing against GC Busan teams, and it is against GC Busan Red, who has been seeded higher than the blue side. But it is going to be GC Busan Red who's going to stand out for game 2. Eyebrows coming out for Juno Han. He's going to be coming up for that Warlock. It's going to be against Jung Woo-yoon. This is a very classic matchup that we saw many occasions throughout blade&soul Korea. Back once again with Jung Woo-yoon trying to get one more point back for his team. It's going to be very important for them.
Yeah, and Jung Woo-yoon and Eyebrows have a long history. When Eyebrows used to play the Blade Master, he had 0 wins against Jung Woo-yoon on his Blade Master, and he was so mad when Wonshik Lee, the Blade Master, beat Jung Woo-yoon twice. So now Jung Woo-yoon on the Warlock against Eyebrows. Let's get this second match ready, and let's get it on.
For game 2.
Yep, and you guys, Joel pointed out that I called Juno Han Jung Woo-yoon, and I got it mixed up. But either way, Juno Han on the Warlock.
It's not the most important thing. Yes. It's about this match right now. Juno Han for GC Busan Red. They're representing Korea along with Jung Woo-yoon, who's also representing the same region for a different team. IDEPS is currently down 1-0. Juno Han on the Warlock hasn't beat him, as anything mentioned. On the Blade Master, but now he has changed with the Warlock for a very long time now. And he's gotten some wins over Jung Woo-yoon. We've seen that in the past. Heel back towards Jung Woo-yoon. Stealthy strike coming in from Juno Han, but Jung Woo-yoon still stays frozen. Now gets out. Okay, now Juno Han trying to go for the poke damage right there.
He
stun
gets
coming up, and that's going to be forcing out the second win away from Juno Han. Jung Woo-yoon in a comfortable position now. He can go for a little bit of aggression towards his opponent. Summons out the Familiar once again, but does go into the Phantom Grip before even finish about summoning. The Familiar just comes up. The wall bang is happening. Juno Han, he's not used to this. Familiar is going to save him for the time being. Another series of wallbang happening with the Meteor. That is a lot of damage unless Junohan can get out of it. He still doesn't have the second win available. This is going to be crucial. Now Jung Woo-yoon going to be freezing up the arena.
2 more seconds, he gets his second win, but he is on the wall.
Get it back, and that's not going to be enough opportunity.
Wow.
From Jung Woo-yoon, finishing off Junohan the eyebrow.
Wow.
And it's going to be the second game going towards IDEPS, and then now even 1-1.
Still, Junohan unable to beat Jung Woo-yoon even on his Warlock. Very unfortunate. I thought he had a chance, you know, ever since getting off the Blade Master going up against Jung Woo-yoon, but now Jung Woo-yoon gets the victory, tying it up 1-1.
I mean, he did beat out Jung Woo-yoon with the Warlock during the Korean seasons, but many of the people that are watching this today have seen Junohan for the first time. Then all you can see is the result-oriented speaking here, where Junohan, you lost again.
Yeah, he lost again, and you know, best out of 4. We will soon be moving on to set 3. It'll decide who will go up against the losers and who will be making it up to the winners bracket to versus Pengandi.
Currently it's 1-1 on the scoreline for GC BUSAN Red and IDEPS.
Yep.
It's going to be 2 points that are going to be up in the air for this game 3 coming up. It's going to be the tag match to really decide it all in this best of 4, because 3 points will be enough to clinch out a series. And we're going to see the World Destroyer just making sure his computer is all right. That staff, make sure everything is right, and we don't have that same delay like last time. We really don't want that for you guys. Again, hopefully we can get into the match very, very soon without any problems.
Yep, and finally we get to see Sungjin Choi as well on the field on his Destroyer. I remember during Season 2 he practiced the Blade Dancer and did not perform too well, unfortunately, but now he is back on the Destroyer to show us what, you know, a World Destroyer plays like, and finally we seem to be ready.
And we're going to get right onto the match. As soon as the music changes, we're going to get on to Game 3 as this indicates. And no more delays for you guys. We're going to get on to the final match between GC BUSAN Red and IDEPS to see who's going to come out as the victor. Steer on. Game 3 begins between GC BUSAN Red and IDEPS. Junohan, after losing out Game 2, he's going to be the first man out with Sang Kim. Being also the one to go out in a loss. So we have 2 losers out on the field for the first part of Game 3.
2 losers, and Junohan is already out of his second wind.
There you go. Junohan being forced to use that second wind from the strike coming in from Sang Kim. Be good enough to finish him there.
All right, Tether Blade forcing Sang Kim's Lotus of Escape.
And that stun will be good enough to finish him up, but it's going to be a defensive interview so far away.
Wow, Jung Woo-yoon so fast.
I mean, Jung Woo-yoon had to travel a lot to get there.
Wow, that reaction was so... he didn't even finish the first combo.
Yeah, and that was barely any damage going towards Sang Kim, thanks to Jung Woo-yoon putting in that immediate effort towards that defensive interfere to freeze his teammate up.
Yep, and Sang Kim is making his move. Defensive interference coming in.
Defensive interference not as quick as we saw from Jung Woo-yoon, and that's going to be a lot of damage already coming in. Jung Woo-yoon will not be able to come in, so this is going to be Jung Kang coming from a defensive interfere. It's not the same type of defensive effort when you don't have Jung Woo-yoon freezing your ally up to negate all damage. So
now the health bar seems pretty even now.
Oh, Sang Kim putting in the damage. Even towards the familiar as well, pretty low health. Junohan doesn't have the second win, doesn't have the body swap, but the cooldown will be down for the familiar. So basically no escape for the time being, but he's gonna somehow survive for the next 9 seconds to get a free tag instead of having to use the tag point. But Sang Kim is gonna make him pay on this one. But Junohan might succeed in this endeavor.
All right.
And the Lotus Escape.
He succeeds in saving that tag point.
Junohan did a very good job of really not having to use a tag point early, which I'm telling you, every tag point really does matter once you get into the later parts of the game. And Jung Kim now out on the field, he did win out. So did Jung Woo-yoon against Junohan. So Junohan now on the interfere, but he's getting beat up as soon as he came for the interfere. Oh my goodness, Jung Ho-yoon not gonna have anything to do with Juno Han.
Yeah.
They get him up in the air. Sang Kim tries to bother him a little bit. Sung-jin Choi, the world Choi, back out onto the field. It's gonna be the first appearance for this guy.
He is hitting up Jung Ho-yoon a little bit with Typhoon into the wall.
Okay, it's gonna be offensive interference now. This is gonna be Jung Ho-yoon knocked off as the first man. This is a crucial first knockout for IDEPS, and this is gonna be a huge lead going towards GC Busan Red.
Wow. Sung-jin Choi coming in just changed the whole game around.
That was huge.
Jung Ho-yoon dying with 2 tag and 2 interferes. I haven't seen this done in such a long time.
I mean, ending even if he had no tag and he had used up all the interferes perfectly, Jung Ho-yoon on the Force Master going out as the first man itself, it's so crucial for this team.
It is, and wow, Sung-jin Choi going back in now.
I mean,
he's done his part.
We say the typical formula into beating IDEPS is if you can knock off Jung Ho-yoon as the first man in a tag match, you automatically get the win, and they're very close to doing that now.
Yeah, they did get the first part done. Jung Ho-yoon being knocked out. Now it's just slowly wearing down Sang Kim and Duggan Kang.
Sang Kim trying to somehow keep his team alive, but not having Jung Ho-yoon for those interferes, nor just his presence if he is tagged out onto the field. It is a huge loss for IDEPS once again. We're just reminding you guys.
Yeah, and this is the power of GC Busan Red. We're not saying, you know, either Jung Ho-yoon made a mistake or who played better or worse. It's just Sung-jin Choi coming out.
My goodness.
Oof. That drag and the Typhoon into the wall is unstoppable.
I mean, Sung-jin Choi just got into the back of the wall with Hyungi Kim coming for such an easy, probably the easiest interferer in the world, just to put out free damage onto the Force Master, and that is everything that Sung-jin Choi really needs to do for the Destroyer, and
create opportunities for his
really
dealers.
was. And Sung-jin Choi just so satisfied and so successful in what he was needed to do.
And now Duggan Kang out on the field with full health on his Blade Dancer.
Now, to be honest, GC Busan Red is not very troubled in this situation. They know they are very, very close to a sure win in this one. Even if it goes to the TKO without Jung Ho-yoon, it's going to be so hard for this team, but it might get even closer to a victory now for GC Busan Red. Putting the damage onto Duggan Kang with the Warlock damage coming from the interfere.
All right, Sang Kim is out. He gets chased by the knee and is forced to use his stealth. Sung-jin Choi once again out.
I mean, Sung-jin Choi is not the aggressive type of destroyer that you saw from some of these players in World 2017, but he is stability at its core definition for any team that he's in, and for GC Busan Red, there's so much difference when you're not having Sung-jin Choi on your team. Yeah,
Sung-jin Choi is definitely the foundation of GC Busan Red, keeping them steady when they are in trouble, and he is doing that right now.
I mean, really look at Sang Kim. I mean, against any of the destroyer, he would have went aggressively. He knows his opponent too well that he can't just go in thoughtlessly against Sung-jin Choi there. So World Destroyer really proving worth and really living up to his name so far, getting a crucial kill onto Jung Ho-yoon. Probably gonna win them this game now.
Yeah, and Sung-jin Choi doing work. He still has 3 interfere points left. That's ridiculous.
I mean, Destroy is one of the main defensive interfere tools. Coming with the iron plating even. But
that just shows how much of an easy time GC Busan Red is having right now.
I mean, more so because Jung Ho-yoon is out now, and there's just no need to go for any aggressive, risky plays for the side of GC Busan Red. They just can't keep this going, and maybe it will just lead to a KO win. But even through a TKO, it's gonna be a short victory. There's no way GC Busan Red is gonna come out behind.
12 seconds, 10 seconds for Sung-jin Choi to be forced tagged out. He is trying to make his move.
Yeah, Lotus of Escape has been used by Sang Kim just to get away from the threats of the World Destroyer there, but
1 second force tag.
Chase did not happen,
on either side, unfortunately. But Juno Han lands that Tether Blade.
Leech into the air!
Warlock is coming!
Ripped apart right away. No other word to describe it. Sang Kim, last man out, hopeless, and this is going to be the end of IDEPS sooner or later.
Yep, and Juno Han landing that Tether Blade and just doing that aerial. The typical aerial by the Warlock is just so much damage.
Just imagine what the thoughts going through on the thoughts of Jung Ho-yoon. I mean, as the first man knocked out, of course, he didn't play bad to get that KO against him, but it was just such good plays coming in from GC Busan Red to get that done. And I know that Jung Ho-yoon must be thinking to his head right now, if he had stayed on this field for a lot longer, this match would have been very different.
Oh yeah, very different. And Sang-ho Kim is alone now, trying to make something work out, but it's
impossible. You gotta be honest with these situations, really not bring false hopes to our viewers here. And just right now,
the thing is that I don't want to say impossible because Jinyu Park pulled off the impossible
whoa,
last year. So
whoa. Hey, as you say that, maybe the spirit of Jinyu Park is kind of coming in, and Sang-ho Kim gets the first kill at least on Hyung Kim.
Now is the start of Sang-ho Kim's show if he's able to do, show us some crazy plays.
I mean, if Sang-ho Kim can pull this off, I mean, this is gonna be
back roll chase
even
and it's
bigger.
over.
But I told you not to bring false hope, ending.
Yeah, but
you brought false hope
it
against
isn't
me.
false hope because it's not something that never happened. It has happened in the past.
Yep.
And it could be false hope for some of you guys not believing, but it actually did happen last year, a 3v1 on Jinyu Park's Assassin. But I guess Sang-ho Kim couldn't pull it off.
But in the Korean Derby that we saw in this World 2017, the first one of its kind, let's see, GC Busan Red, the top seed from Korea, getting the win over the number 3 seed in IDEPS to advance to the next round. So IDEPS, they played so many matches to get here, but they're gonna have to play a lot more just in this loser match coming right after this.
Yep. Yeah, we have the replays. Very straightforward. We just had World Destroyer Sang Jin Choi knock off Jung Ho-yoon.
Look at that right here.
There.
The easiest interfere in the world. Just when Sang Jin Choi got him clamped onto the wall, there's nothing that Jung Ho-yoon can do. Even the defensive interference can't stop that.
Yeah, this was the start of the end for IDEPS.
Definitely, and Jung Ho-yoon, when you're knocked off as a first man, it's the mathematical equation. Everybody knows it. It's just really hard to pull off. GC Busan Red pulled it off with the help of Sang Jin Choi and Hyung Kim coming with an easy interfere.
Yeah, exactly. And now IDEPS has to go up against XDDD, who has lost to Penga and D for the losers match. And the losers match is very critical now because this is their second chance for both the teams. If they lose in the losers match, they are eliminated.
So we are going to get the first eliminated team. After we do come back from this break, we're going to be back for Game 3 to see the losers match of Group A, to see which team will stay alive and which team will be eliminated from World 2017 Day 4. So we're going to be going to a short break. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.